Welcome back to my favorite video that I do. This is the video where I actually show what I invested into last month. Then we go through an entirely new list of cards and products that I'm trying to invest into this month. So that way we are all actually investing and collecting together. I'm never going to tell you to buy something that I wouldn't actually buy myself just to make a video. And then two, we are going to do a giveaway today, one for a subscriber and one for a member. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed. You have to hit that notification bell. You got to hit that like. Then you have to answer the question of the day. So for today's question, let me know down below what was your favorite present that you got this year for the holidays, or you can let me know your favorite present that you gave to someone else. Definitely go check out my last Market Monday where we are giving away a Mega Charizard UPC. That was actually donated by GT Events. Go follow them on Instagram. They'll be doing a ton more giveaways. We actually got a couple cool cards that we are giving away today. I'll show you guys here in a second when we look at what I picked up last month. And I do have to announce the winner from last Sunday's giveaway, and it is that Mary B444. Shoot me an email or hit me up on Instagram. I'll get those cards sent out to you. And we do have to give a big thanks to our video sponsor real quick, and that is BCW. These guys are some of the goats in the hobby, and they've been around forever. I've been using them for years for comics, cards, and honestly memorabilia and coins and currency. They're the best when it comes to protecting, storing, and displaying your cards or collectibles. And they actually hand delivered me a product which we're going to be checking out in today's video when I was in Indianapolis. So they're honestly super, super nice. They have basically any product you can think of when it comes to storing and organizing your cards. So definitely check them out. And then if you use the code PokeBeard at checkout, you receive 10% off your entire order. So I'll have all the links in the description. Then also, if you're going to grade through PSA for your first time, you can click my link in the description, use the code BEARD25, and you'll get $25 off your very first submission, which is basically a free graded card. And I highly recommend doing it yourself. It's very easy over letting someone like GameStop do it, because you never know what's going to happen. And then also, the binder bound t-shirt and hoodie is still available. We are almost sold out, and these are not coming back. But all right, let's check out this giveaway cards, and let's see what I picked up this month. All right, we are starting off with the giveaway. So we got a Shadowless Charmander for a subscriber and a Zach Brown Trainer Gallery. Same thing for the member. Love that Shadowless Charmander. All right, now I didn't get a ton of stuff for myself, so I kind of have a rule for December. I try not to go crazy buying stuff because I like to buy presents for people. But of course, I did pick up a few things. So we got the Iron Crown EX SIR. Market's 40, paid 30. Needed that for my SIRs. Next, we got a Legendary Collection Dark War Turtle. Market's 150, paid 120. I do already have this set complete, but I'm going to complete it again, but just the reverse hollows. And we also got the Nidorino. I paid $40 for this one. And then someone came up to me and they're like, you want a Charizard for $200? And I was like, sure. You can never have too many Charizards. Next, we got a Magneton Pokemon Center Stamp promo. So market's like 190 or whatever, but I paid 140. So definitely keeping this one. Now, Mrs. Beard kind of went crazy for Christmas. I'm pretty tough to, get Pokemon presents for because I'm so picky. So she likes to help me with my other collections because I have so many other ones. I actually have 19 different collections, but I collect the first 6 sets from Yu-Gi-Oh! And First Edition, and I'm so close to completing them all. We got a First Edition Toon Summon Skull with the First Edition Toon World. Very, very cool. This actually completes the set for me, so I'm very excited. And she got me a big boy. So I don't have a ton of graded cards, but something I've always wanted was the Egyptian God cards in 10s. The original Game Boy promos. Because I just think they display so nice. They're some of my favorite cards. So we got the Winged Dragon of Ra in a PSA 10. Super cool cards. Even the back of the cards, they actually match. Like the Winged Dragon of Ra and like Opposite Tormentor at the back of that card is blue. So they're super awesome. And they're actually super tough to find clean. But I think this is around $300-ish. Opposite Tormentor is like $600, and then I think Slide for the Sky Dragon's like $500. But I love these, but now I need those other two. All right, getting the sealed products. I traded a Fossil Dragonite for this sealed Blackout deck. It's not super, super minty, but it's good enough. The guy came up, he's like, yeah, the market's $450 on it, and I look it up, market's like $200. I'm like, you're crazy. And anytime I can trade a card for a sealed box, I'm down. And we got some more sealed products here. We got a Phantasmal Flames booster box. So I got this for $180 when I was vending. Anytime I can get, a booster box, $20, even maybe $30 over MSRP, that's not too bad in my opinion. And then I got a Mega Charizard UPC. Literally got it for $130 when I was vending. Not too bad. MSRP is technically $120. And then I even got 2 of the Moltres UPCs, which I think these UPCs look super, super cool. I'm also a big Moltres fan, so I'm definitely biased. The R is super, super cool on it, and I love how thin they are. You know, that's very, very thin. So I definitely am just going to keep buying more of these. And I got both of these for $135 each. So not too bad for sure. And then I did get one more big thing from Mrs. Beard, which isn't Pokemon related, but I'll show you guys anyways. It's going to take me a second. So here we go. But yeah, check this out. This is a Spider-Man Symbiote Sideshow Premium format. Crazy detail, but I am seriously obsessed with it. And the last thing we're going to check out is the bag that BCW delivered to me when I was at that card show. This thing is sick. This is a vendor's dream bag. There's so many different compartments. I mean, you can even open it up right there and it can just hold a bunch of ETBs or whatever cases you need. I mean, this thing is sick. So I will definitely be using this for all upcoming shows, or even when I just go to a card show to walk around. This thing is going to be great for it. But all right, that was everything that I picked up in December. I did order a few things in December, but they're not going to get here for a while. So I do have a case of the Mega Charizard UPCs coming that I got for just a little bit over $400. So I'm going to be buying a ton of those whenever I can get them for around $100. That's not a bad deal at all. But all right, let's check out the new list of cards and products that I'm trying to invest into this month. All right, starting off with a couple illustration rares that I'm really loving. The Steelix from Mega Evolution. Starting to level out now right about $5. It might come down another $1 or $2, but I would love to get a full page of this card. I think this is the best Steelix we've gotten. Steelix is supposed to be mean, in my opinion. And same thing with the Flygon. Now, this is from Phantasmal Flames. Very small set. Still coming down in price. I think I already have 3 of them now. Someone gave me one at a card show, but I love this Flygon. I love how it has the full evolution line in there. And Flygon is one of my all-time favorite Pokemon, in my top 10 for sure. So I would love a couple pages of this Flygon. All right, next, the Lucario V-Star promo from Sword and Shield. This got all the way up to almost $15, and now last sold $5, $6, $7. I have probably about, if I had to guess, maybe like 45 of these already. But if they get down to like $3, $4 again, I'm definitely going to pick up another stack. And next, we have a lot of the regular Scarlet and Violet ETB promos. I think people are going to be sleeping on these hardcore. When we're talking $1 or $2 a card for a promo that you can only get in a box, which is basically double MSRP right now, and even from Walmart, like let's say if every Walmart had a bunch of ETBs, before our boom, people complained about ETBs constantly for how expensive they were, and you barely got any packs. Because you could go buy a booster box for $100 or $110 and get 36 packs, but ETBs at Walmart were like $45. And we were just getting 8 packs at that time with no promo. Now, obviously, we get the promo and stuff, but anytime we can get these beautiful promos for $1 or $2, I think that is a no-brainer. And there's a couple of them that I am really keeping my eye on, but the Tornadus, Thundurus, I mean, those are just so cheap. Not the most popular Pokemon, but still, Noctowl is $3. You know, last sold $2.60, $1.95, $2.75. And just, you know, on TCG Player, you know, to say $1.31 in shipping. So it kind of makes the card expensive. But you can go to filters and you can go down here and you go to sellers with at least, you know, 4, and it will show all the sellers. So like right here, you know, not the best deal, but $3.50 plus $1.31 in shipping, but free shipping on orders of $5 or more. So, you know, a lot of times you can get these super, super cheap and get that free shipping. You just got to buy a few of them. So I'll do that all the time. I'll come to TCG Player, get the best sellers, you know, for the best deal that do this free shipping deal and just buy them out. Next, the Koraidon and the Miraidon ETB promos. You got to think these are in our oldest Scarlet and Violet ETB promos. And I think these legendaries will be very sought after in the future. I mean, how often can you start a video game where you can ride on legendary Pokemon just right away? Like, that is crazy. If someone told me that as a kid, I would not have believed them. But the Koraidon got up to $7. Now that's sold $4 and $3.50. Miraidon, same thing, got up to $8. Now that's sold $4 and $5. And like I said, a lot of this stuff is coming down in price, so just keep an eye on it, and it might get a little bit cheaper. Next, some of my more favorite Scarlet and Violet ETB promos that I'm definitely going to be stocking up on like crazy. We got the Magneton Generation 1, and it's done by Shinji Kanda. And it comes from Surging Sparks, one of the better sets in the Scarlet and Violet era. This was $10 3 months ago. Now that's sold $5.45, and some about 14 of them at that price. The rest is at $4, and $5. Next, the Alakazam, the card I'd never hear anybody ever talk about ever. I'm a massive Alakazam fan. He's actually one of my favorite Generation 1 Pokemon. I like Alakazam more than Gengar and stuff. This card was $21. Now last sold $671, $650, and $530 with a low of $479. Next, Team Rocket's Wobbuffet. Wobbuffet, very popular. And Destin Rivals Team Rocket. This was $10. Now last sold $4, $4, and $5. Next, the Eevee from Prismatic Evolutions. This was at $14, still kind of expensive. Last sold $670, $820, $790. And it looks like it's coming up in price a little bit. So some of the stuff will definitely bounce back. But, you know, when we're talking just a couple dollars a card, that's when I go crazy. Next, the Mimikyu, another pretty popular Pokemon, was at $13. Now last sold $7, $8, and $6. Next, the Pikachu from Paldea Evolved. One of the more expensive ones, obviously. This got up to $20. Now last sold $10, $9, $9. Now these cards are very special. So if you guys did not know, there's Japanese Festa cards, which kind of look very similar to this, where it has like a Pikachu and some other Pokemon. But they're some of the most expensive cards in Pokemon. Obviously, they're a lot more rare than these. But I am obsessed with this, especially getting all 3 starters plus Pikachu in the same card. Like, it's kind of crazy if you really think about it. And if you're coming back to collect these starters, this is a must-have card. I mean, just to get all of them in the one card is crazy. Next, the Snorlax from 151 got up to $21. Now last sold $11, $15, $14, and $12. Actually coming up in price right now. This card was $3.73 a long time ago. I already have a ton of Snorlaxes, so I probably won't buy any more unless it gets like really, really cheap. But I just wanted to throw that in there just to show how much a lot of these cards have dropped. Next, the Arcorio EX SIR. So I have 3 of these on the way that I ordered from somebody. They sent me a whole collection or whatever. But very excited to get these. I got them for very, very cheap. This was at $30. Now last sold $13, $12, $11. But I'm going to be buying this card all the way down to, you know, $5 if it gets down to that cheap. I love when we get special illustration rare promos. Next, the Eevee EX special illustration rare promo. This was at $48 and kind of leveling out now at about $20. I was hoping it'd get down to like $12, $13, $14, but I'm not sure if it will. You got to think this comes in a pretty expensive box. But this is another one that I would love to pick up a bunch. And then obviously the Team Rocket's Moltres EX, which is still very expensive. I'm still waiting on this one for sure. All last sold is about $48 to about $50. I would love to start picking this card up, maybe $20 to $25. Next, the Charizard VMAX. This card has dropped a lot. Was at $65, and it comes in a very expensive UPC. All last sold now $35, $32, and $29. And same thing with the V and V Star, but they didn't drop nearly as much as the VMAX did. Next, Pokemon Center ETB promo. So a ton of these cards are dropping like crazy, and I am going to be scooping up a ton of these. Like even the Eevee here. I mean, if we go to near mint, I mean, just look at that line going straight down. This was at $115, and now last sold $63. So literally half the price. So whenever I see clean copies of these cards, like when I'm vending or at card shops, I am definitely just going to start scooping them up. I still think the Team Rocket's Wobbuffet is a little overpriced, but even like the big ones, like Snorlax and Charmander, even these are coming down in price. Like if we check Charmander here, it got up to $247. Now last sold $160, $169, $165. I mean, that's a crazy drop. Right, next we have the Mega Charizard X UPC. So I'm definitely going to be stocking up on a ton of these. You know, people are going to be sleeping on them because they, you know, are saying it's the most overprinted thing ever. We've already heard that before with the other Charizard UPC. And that other Charizard UPC is better. But still, I love all UPCs. They're all great products. And if the market's about 145 to 150, I mean, 80%, that's like $115. So I'm definitely going to be getting a ton of those. And same with the Team Rocket's Moltres. As you guys seen, I already got 2. So whenever I'm vending and anyone brings me one of these and they're in really good condition, because I've already seen a ton of them just completely destroyed. And if they're willing to, you know, sell it to me for a decent deal, I'm just going to buy them and keep them because these are a GameStop exclusive. So definitely a little tougher to get than the Mega Charizard UPC where everybody can get that. I actually love the box too. I think the art's crazy and it's super, super thin. Next, I'm going to be picking up a lot of these random premium collections here. We got the Legends of Johto GX. I think there's a Tornadus one also, but this is a Raikou, Suicune, and Entei jumbo card. And, you know, I love those guys. So not a ton of packs, only 6 packs, and it's not the best packs. But a lot of these boxes, you know, they're $200 to $300, and I'm going to start picking them up before they get to be, you know, $300, $400, or $500, because they'll just keep slowly climbing up. Next, Phantasmal Flames booster boxes. So when I'm vending and if someone offers me a super minty one, like someone came up to me, like I said, and offered me one at 70%, I was like, okay. You know, when I'm getting close to $160 for a booster box, I am totally fine with paying that, especially in today's market. Same thing with Mega Evolution. You know, I love the enhanced ones, obviously, but people have so many of these right now, and they just want to sell them, and I will buy them if I can get them very, very close to MSRP. Because like I said, the only things I will ever really pay a tiny bit over MSRP would be booster boxes, Pokemon Center ETBs, or UPCs. All right, next, we got a couple graded cards here. The Zapdos EX from 151 got up to about $500. Now last sold $312. We got another one here at $285, $305. And the 151 cards are actually pretty tough to grade. They're actually some of the toughest special illustration rares to grade in the Scarlet and Violet era. There's 11,000 10s, 18,000 9s, and 5,800 8s. But I'm going to do the whole Moltres, Zapdos, and Articuno collection in a 10. So like the Stained Glass Birds, this card isn't rare, but it's one of my favorite cards. Got up to $460 in a 10. Now that's sold $240, $239, $305. But yeah, I'm going to get all the cards that have all 3 of the birds in one card. I'm going to get them all in a PSA 10. And I am also looking for now the Shadowless base set Dragonair in a PSA 10. So I have, you know, base set 2. I have the unlimited base set in 10s, but I want to get the Shadowless, and I also want to get the first edition base set Shadowless. Now, there's only 94 of these in a 10. That's why I love collecting this stuff. It's my favorite card of all time. And there's only, you know, 93 other people that can have it. Last sold in a 10, where'd it go? $525. But during COVID, it got up to $725. So not too bad. But all right, that was today's video. If you guys like this content and want to stay ahead of the market, please make sure you subscribe, hit that notification bell, leave a like, and then you got to answer the question of the day to be entered into that giveaway. And then, of course, if you guys want to support more, Instagram, TikTok, Facebook, I just started those. And then, obviously, the PSA link, the binder bound merch, you guys know what to do. You guys are the best. But all right, I want you guys to have a great day. And then if you guys want to watch my last Pokemon Foiling Friday, which was a crazy one, click this video here. Otherwise, we'll see you next time.